Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are discussing more about the principles of design. In previous video we have discussed about basic elements of the design. There are majorly 7 basic elements of design, which are dot, line, shape, two-dimensional element, and form, three-dimensional element, and color, and finally the texture. Next, let's just say the basic elements and are, let's just say these are the vocabulary that you have learned. These principles are the grammar. So without the grammar, this vocabulary doesn't make sense. Like that only, the basic elements, if we say I selected one square, I selected one triangle, I selected one rectangle, I place it in a design. If I don't follow the set of principles, then it won't look aesthetically good. So these principles are like grammar. If these principles are not there, means the design will be look like it is not properly designed, it is poor design, like that we will say. So especially in engineering designs, if you are designing a car, if you are designing a computer circuit board, or if you are designing a skyscraper, so this elevation should be look good in a skyscraper, otherwise it doesn't feel good. So it is most important of a principal designs. There are majorly 6 important preliminary, six important principal designs we are going to discuss now. So these principles of design are the artistic guidelines to organize or arrange the structural elements of a design. What are the elements of the design? So like if you see here, circle, rectangle, this is shapes, arrows, this and all comes under elements. These elements should follow the certain principles, then it will make sense. So first and foremost important thing is the balance. Next one is rhythm, contrast, pattern, emphasis, and finally the unity. So first one is the balance. Typically the balance provides structure and stability to a design. So see, the balance is the one which gives the design a structure and a stability by distributing the weight of the design. See, if you see here, there are 4 designs we have kept. First design, in that first design, if you see, means one rectangular is there with which light in color, and 3 circulars are there in left side and 3 circulars are there in right side. These are having higher value, we can say higher value comparing to the rectangle. If you see, that means in vertically it is in like a mirror image, so it is a symmetrical, there is a symmetrical balance in the first diagram. If you see second one, there are 3 rectangles comparing to the other 2 rectangles, the one which is in the bottom, it is having a higher value. That's why it is having, if you pick any color, if you increase the value, means it will become white. For example, if you take in blue, you increase the value of a whiteness in that blue, it will become white. If you decrease the value, it will become black. So that value is the difference here. So if you see, means here horizontally or vertically there is no symmetry, so we can call it as asymmetrical balance. Next one is rectangular in the horizontal direction and the 6 shapes are there. If you see, means in horizontally these shapes are in mirror shape, so these are symmetrically balanced, but these are symmetrical in horizontal direction. Next up is circular and square and small rhombuses are there, but these are in diagonal shape. These are in symmetrical, but these are in diagonally and vertically and horizontally. In all 6 directions these are symmetrical, so we can call it as a symmetrical balance. All other examples, if you want to take some other examples, means symmetrical balance. If you look at the any logos, any college logos or any school logos or government logos, we can see that this balance, that logo will be in at the center of the picture, center of the design, the logo will be there, which means it should balance the weight, then only it will look good. For that purpose only all the logos will be like that only. Next one, you will take it a simple example, symmetrical balance. So this is a cinema poster. If you see, means all four directions they have given same spacing, so that it is looking good in all the both sides they have given the same spacing, so it is a symmetrical balance. Next up is asymmetrical balance. Asymmetrical balance means it is not like that it won't be look good. It can be look good, but it will create a negative space also in this. Let's just see. So this is the asymmetrical balance. So what happened in the asymmetrical balance is the design or the text, we have kept it into some corner, some other corner we have kept nothing, which means we created a negative space here which does not attract the user eyes. What will attract in this positive space, what we have kept is only we will attract. So this is called asymmetrical balance. These things are in uneven, but it is not in a stable order. These are in uneven. If you want to say it in a normal words, means there is no mirror image in this asymmetrical balance. Symmetrical balance means, see, in symmetrical balance means there will be mirror images in any one or two directions. Asymmetrical balance means there won't be any mirror image. Next one is rhythm. Rhythm is created when one or more elements of design are used repeatedly to create a feeling of organized movement, or we can say it requires the repetition of variety of design elements in a specific order. See, for example, if I take a dot, I kept a dot in the drawing sheet. After 1 centimeter I kept another dot. After 1 centimeter I kept another dot. Like that, if I kept, means what will happen, user will see the first dot. Then what he will do, that user will go, he or she will go to second dot, third dot, like that. So we are giving a direction here for the user to look at a direction. So by using simple points we are creating a process, we are creating a way, we are creating an organized way that the user should follow. So it is the rhythm, means it is the flow which guides the human eye to see and create a movement, to imagine a movement. It is usually it won't move, but imagine a movement. That is called a rhythm, which is, select one or two elements. See, first you select one square, another, let's just place one rectangle, then again square, then again rectangle. It will become one rhythm. So 2 or 3 elements if you combine, means it will become a rhythm. It will look good. It might be perfectly regular, might be totally irregular. Sometimes it is getting bigger, sometimes it is getting smaller. It doesn't mean anything, but it should be in an organized way. We should repeat the things in a same manner, then it will become rhythm. Rhythm means it will look good. If it is not properly arranged, then it won't look good. That is rhythm. Next principle is emphasis. This is the most important thing. Emphasis is making the most important thing stand out. So one person is trying to look it in a, let's just say in cinema poster, one person tried to look. What that cinema poster design people should do, that person, if any person seen, means they should see the title of the cinema. If you're seeing a design, means they should definitely they should identify the title of the cinema too. So what they will do, means they will make contrast, they will change the sizes, they will keep it in a bold, they will keep it in italic, like that and all they will do. Why? Because emphasis means to make stand out of some sort of we use quotations, we use underlines, we use bold in our document. This and all we do means we want to emphasize the user that it is an important thing that you should look into. That you should look into this, like that we are emphasizing that it is important. So sometimes we will use bright colors, sometimes we will keep it as an oversized comparing to the other paragraphs, like this and all. So perfect example, if you went into cinema theater or any mall, the exit sign will be emphasized. The user should follow a path to get into the exit. We will emphasize that path. That is called the emphasis. It creates a like here, all other is in a black and white color, but one part, this part is in color. So if we see this design means we are directly looking at first we are looking at into that point that makes the emphasis. It creates a focal point of a user eye. Next one is the contrast. Contrast is the most important principle because it lets you draw out the most important elements of the design and add importance. See, contrast is the most important thing for engineers especially. See, let's just say in a car salesperson, there is a complete black car, there is a complete red car, and there is a white car. Which car do you think sells very well in the perspective of aesthetics, in the perspective of color? Definitely not white, black, or somewhere dark color red. It will get into sales, not according to I'm telling only about the color. So contrast makes the difference here. In engineering perspective, contrast makes the difference. This high contrast, if you used high contrast, means it will represent, so these are very functional parts, these are the structural components which are important, like that we are using this contrast. Next one is the pattern. See here, the design, there is no rhythm here, but there is somewhat pattern is there. After some repetitions it is again repeating, after some repetitions it is again repeating. There is no rhythm, but there is a pattern. Pattern as a principle of design may be defined as a regular arrangement of repeated same elements we already discussed, line, shape, color, over and over again. Pattern usually increases the visual excitement by supplementing surface interest. So what happens in pattern is, pattern usually the rhythm will be aesthetic. If in a design one rhythm is there, means it will look aesthetic. Pattern are, yes, of course they are aesthetic, but they are often structural. Think about a repeating texture of a floor. Now if you see, means in floor repeatedly same design only they will do, then it will look good. It increases the aesthetic nature. So that is what the patterning is about. Next one is unity. Unity is the last, and it is the final goal of an engineer. Not an engineer. Any design, final goal is it should be in unity. If you look at the design, means it should not look why it is there, this part why it is not there, it is not at all related to the design, why is there here, like that we should not think. Which means if a design looking like that, means there is definitely the unity is missing. If the unity is missing, means all the effort will be wasted. Unity is arranging the elements, whatever the elements we have discussed and whatever the principles we have discussed, this should be there. It is not like that all elements we include in this design. I wanted to design I wanted to draw a art in a page, I wanted to draw a art in an A4 sheet. Let's just say I have learned, okay, in design thinking and innovation subject I have learned these are the elements, these are the principles. So I wanted to make all 7 elements I need to use, all 6 principles we need to use, like that. If you take in, means if you draw it, means it definitely won't look good. So there is certain amount that these elements we should use, these principles we should use, that comes under the unity. It is the final product by arranging all the elements and the principles, that we have discussed here, to make it look functional, to make it look aesthetic also. Okay, so what we have discussed so far is, in design, design thinking, we are breaking it out to design first. So design, we are thinking, in design there are 2 most important things. First one is elements of the design and principles of the design, that we have discussed so far. There are 7 basic elements and 6 principles. So the visual elements are like, you know, building blocks, and the principles are like, you know, printout. There is a guidelines. If you purchase any electric item or anything, means there will be some guidelines book will be there, how you should use it. So like that only. So one product you have purchased, that is the element you purchased. Some guidelines are there, they should give how you will use this, how you will set up this. That is the principles. These two are very important. One engineering project you think you have done very well, it should have design principles. Okay, thank you very much. We'll see it in the next class.